Hi guys. It's sometimes something just weighs on your heart and you feel like you want to talk about it and then you don't. Especially for me, it's newer for me to record things and talk about them and share them and put them out into um, the internet. But there's something that's been really pressing on me, a lesson that I've been trying to learn and that I thought I would share with you. And I wanted to talk about sustainability. So I think when people hear about sustainability, they often think about, you know, water or environmental resources and that sort of thing, and taking care of the earth. And that is important. I think a lot of people don't really maybe understand what sustainability means, and broken down, and there could be various definitions for it, but one of them is just simply the ability to continue for a long period of time. And when we talk about water sustainability, we are talking about the ability to continue having water for a long period of time. And there's another definition that talks about that's sustainable for future generations as well. But I'd like to, for the purposes of this, I'd like to talk about just what does it mean to have, to live a sustainable lifestyle, or forget lifestyle, a sustainable life, and practices within our lives that help promote sustainability for ourselves. So if we were talking about the environment, we'd say, we want to make sure, like I talked about the water. Or if we were saying sustainability, like for waste, we'd say maybe we want to keep our waste down because we want to be able to sustain a clean earth so that, we can live on it, and our children and such and our posterity can live on it without, getting cancers and things like that from pollutants and that sort of thing. And of course, that does carry, for some, a political charge to it. Although, I mean, I think at this point, the science, the evidence is getting more and more abundantly clear that it maybe isn't as political as we thought, that there is a truth that we must be able to take care of the earth. But again, I don't want to lose you guys, because what I'm really wanting to talk about is, again, how to live a sustainable life. And what does that mean for you? What does it mean for me? So, a sustainable life, is a lot of things. It's getting enough sleep so that you can continue on for a long time. It's eating right so you can continue on for a long time. It's managing your stress for the same reason. And what I'd like for you to think about today is, and what I've been thinking about is, what is it going to take for me? What do I need? What am I doing well in my life, so that I can so I can sustain, so I can continue for a long time? And maybe what are some things that I need to change or adjust a little bit? And if you're listening, I think a lot of people, you already, like, you beat yourself up because you think, I need to be better at this, I need to be better about that. And this isn't a beat up session. This is just to talk about some ideas of what can I do to take better care of myself so that I can continue for a long time. And that's it. That's the thought. And, sometimes we have stressors in our lives, and sometimes it seems like it all just comes at once, and that there's just no relief, and that it comes in waves. But instead of, waves with a long period of time in between them, it can seem like, every time you get your head up for air, boom, there comes another wave knocking you down. I don't know if you saw that, where this 16-year-old, this lifeguards rescued a young kid that was near drowning, but the waves just kept hitting, and it wore down the kid. And then even we saw with the lifeguard, it was really hard for the lifeguard to be able to sustain, his energy and to stay above water, but he was able to do it along with the help of another lifeguard. So sometimes you may have to do something that's really hard, and you actually know, okay, I can do this for a while, but I know that this isn't sustainable. And so during that time, you may need to modify your lifestyle so that you can support your body and your spirit and your mind during that time. How can you support yourself physically? How can you support yourself spiritually and mentally so that you can be resilient and bounce back, right? And, we sometimes just knowing, okay, I understand that this isn't sustainable. Sometimes we do things and we can do them for a period of time. Like we might cram for a test and study really hard and know, okay, I couldn't do this every day. I couldn't just study all day every day, but I know that right now I need to do this. Or maybe you have a child that's sick, and you're like, okay, I know that I couldn't always just do without this much sleep, but right now I have to do it. And yet, we must take care of ourselves and others. And so many of us maybe don't have the resources and the support system in place, that network, to truly practice sustainability. So again, how do we act in a sustainable way, live in a sustainable way that supports us continuing for a long time, that's also mindful of future generations? But just for today, what can I do today that will help sustain life for me? And looking at as an invitation to explore and be curious rather than another thing to stress out about. So anyway, good luck with life. That's something that I'm thinking about. Maybe it'll help you. Much love to you and yours. Have a great day.